What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Just Play Jay, back with another video for you guys. And today I decided to do something different. I know I haven't been giving my RG Cube some love in a while, so I decided to pick her up and dust her off a little bit and, just try some games that, did not work a while back that now kind of work. Some of them do work, but this is the Citron Emulator, the most recent one, the 0.4 version of the Citron Emulator. And I decided to try playing, a certain game that hasn't been played for a while. And a lot of y'all know what it is, but we're gonna call it the Elf Swordsman that is finally awakened, or something like that. So we're gonna call him the Awakened Elf Swordsman. So that's what we're gonna try out today. And so the reason I'm gonna showcase this to you guys is because it does make a difference when you have the right settings and if you have like the right mods and stuff like that to actually play the game. So when you actually play it, it's hard to really play it. Sometimes it'll freeze up, but if you actually install some mods and some cheats on for the game, particularly for this one particularly, then the game runs a little bit better. It's not 100% perfect, but it actually runs fairly well. So what I want to demonstrate to you guys is how I did set mine up, and I'm gonna actually just play through a dungeon just to kind of show you guys how smooth the gameplay is. So without further ado, let's get started. And this is the RG Cube, the Android version, the original one that came out with the Unisoc T820 chipset and the Mali GPU chipset. So this is actually a pretty good chipset. This is still one of my favorite handhelds. It's usually hard for me to put this device down because yes, I have the Retroid Pocket 5, but this one, this one feels more like a console when I play it in my hands. So let me show you my settings. So, and actually to get into the game settings, all you gotta do is just tap on the game itself. And of course you can see it's the Awakening Elf Swordsman. And this is the high-end emulation on the Citron version 4 emulator. And so you go to your settings to start off, and then of course my graphics is set at the lowest setting at 0.5x. And I have everything else at bilinear. You can change it to like the AMD graphics resolution, but I always keep it at the bilinear just for, I guess, more functionality. But if you want the super resolution, you can do that, feel free to do so. And then pretty much I have my shader cache on. Maximum clocks only works for the Adreno drivers. And again, our driver is the Mali GPU driver. And you can set your aspect ratio. For me, I like to keep it at the 16:9. 4:3 works for some games, but I guess for these type of games, I mean, it does work, but I prefer to have that original aspect ratio. And unfortunately, yeah, for some people, it's too tiny, but for me, I mean, I have good eyesight, so you can always set the aspect ratio. That's the best, use your best judgment. And then of course you can't change the, when you go to your debug settings, you can't change the Vulkan settings. So the only thing I changed here was from the native code execution to the dynamic slow, and that's pretty much it. And so you're pretty much set, your graphic settings are set for the Sleeping Swordsman or the Awakened Elf Swordsman or whatever you want to call it, the game. But we all know what it is. So after you're done with that, then you really need to go to add-ons. And that's where you need to, get your updates. So generally, if you just go to I guess to find it, I don't know if I can provide the links or not, but I think there's one called Game Banana or whatever, but I just go to Google and I just type in Yuzu Mods Archive. And then if you go there, it'll be like the first link or something like that. I'm not gonna give you the link itself, but just me telling you can give you an idea of where to go. And then basically you just look for the game itself, and it has various options of mods to choose. And so basically how you install those mods, so I'll show you even how to actually get it. So real quick so let me get out of this real quick. So when you actually do find it, what you want to do is you'll see these two. So basically when you do this, you will have to just kind of tap on it. If you have the file driver or whatever, you have to extract it, and then extract it as a folder here. And then you can keep the name here, or you can change it to like no DOF blur, which means no depth of field blur, or you can just keep it as blur removal. It doesn't even matter, as long as you have it extracted from the zip file itself. So it's going to come out as a zip file, but you have to extract it. So, and then also this one, this is very important. You have to make sure to get this one because that also makes a difference if the game is stable at 60 FPS. And you also have to extract it to get that folder. And so basically what you want to do is when you click on it, you want to make sure that it reads, you see that exefs file in there, because that's what you're going to look at when you're trying to install the mod. Okay, so after just saying all that, let me go back here and I'm gonna play around with this for you guys. So basically I'm gonna delete it, confirm on install, okay? And we're gonna add these again so that you can kind of see it in real time how I set mine up. So when you're adding a mod, all you gotta do is click on install, all right? And then what you wanna go do is go to mods and cheats. So after you find your mods or whatever and actually unzip the file, so basically you go to your download, and then, so the first one we're gonna do is the blur removal one. So basically you select the blur removal, you just click it once, and then as soon as you see the exefs, I'm trying to get my camera to focus here, then what you would do is, let's see if I can get it. Okay, so you would just select the folder for exefs, you use this folder, you allow it to allow, and then you have your blur removal content. So that shows that you're gonna have the blur removal. And then same thing for the 60 FPS. When you install the mods and cheats, you go to the mods and cheats again, click OK, and then you go back to your download. And I forgot to mention, like, when you do have that zip file, just remember to move the dashes and just make it as stable 60 FPS, so that way it's not reading the dashes, because it might mess up the cheat. But in order to install this, make sure that again it's unzipped. You have a separate folder, you click on the folder, and make sure you have that exefs, and then you select use this folder, okay? Allow, and there you go. Those are your mods. So before you actually start the Sleeping Elf Swordsman or the Awakened Elf Swordsman, it should remove the blur removal for the game, and then you should have a little bit more stabilization. So you're not going to get the full 60 frames per second. In some parts you will. It's going to look a lot smoother when you play it, as long as you have it on the dynamic slow setting and at the 0.5x resolution. It should work fairly well. All right, so after installing these mods, what you want to do is go back here, and then you want to click start to play the game. And then you just go to custom because you have custom settings. All right, and just for safety's sake, we're gonna just turn the volume down, and so we don't want to have the music on there because I don't want to get any strikes on my channel. I can showcase the game, but I'm not gonna play the music. Okay, so again, I'm not gonna tell you guys where. There's a lot of YouTubers do. I'm not gonna tell you where to find the games or anything like that. Again, the internet is your friend. The mods, just like I mentioned, all you gotta do is type in Switch mods or Yuzu mods or whatever it is, whatever you can come up with from mods, and you should be able to find a bunch of sites that have certain mods for certain games. That I can tell you. Okay, so I already have a save file, so I'm going to do the LNR just to get it started. And okay, LR, and there it is. And I have, okay, so we're just going to go here because I want to go to the tail cave. I'm just going to showcase a dungeon for you guys. And yes, the 16:9 aspect ratio is fairly small, but again, that's my preference because, you know, this is a RG Cube. It has the 1:1 ratio, so it's meant for 1:1 games like Game Boy and like NES games and stuff like that, which is the fun part of the game and stuff like that. Like this is great for Neo Geo Pocket Color and, you know, the old school 16-bit games. But you can see the frame per second is 50. Well, because I'm in a dungeon, there's not a lot of environment, like trees or whatever, or like a lot of enemies moving around. The speed is going to be a little bit faster when you're in the dungeon. So when I'm outside of the dungeon, it's going to be a bit slower. So, and forgive me for not having the best camera right now. It's trying to maintain focus. So right now it's showing 60 frames per second, and I have it at the dynamic slow settings. Okay, and it's still kind of refreshing and stuff like that. So you'll get there. It's just refreshing right now. Okay, so we're getting to the stage, and you can see my frames kind of dropped to 49, 44 frames per second, but that's actually pretty good for, you know, having an RG Cube with the Mali GPU chipset. and you can see the DOF blur is gone, and well, I played this before. I played this part before, so the shaders have cached already, so it makes the gameplay a little bit smoother, but it's playable. So it's at 44, 45 frames per second, at least according to these standards. So I just want to kind of show you what it looks like when I'm playing this, but I want to just kind of get through the dungeon so that you guys can kind of have an idea of how the game plays. But with that mod, that 60 frames per second mod, it just makes the game faster and smoother. And so, like I said, I'm just gonna get through the dungeon for you guys, and yeah, so I'll just showcase that for you guys. Okay, so we're in the dungeon stage, and get these little monsters out of the way here. I wish there was a part where I could just turn the music off, but I can't. So, oh, I think I already got the key. Okay. All right, so I'm going to the next stage. Okay. Knock these little jelly monsters off, or whatever you want to call it. But you can see the frame rate is like 55, 60 frames per second. So it's actually pretty smooth. It's actually pretty playable. Okay, got the compass. Okay, I'll move this up for you guys so you can kind of see it. I know it's a little tiny, but for me, I like tiny gameplay sometimes, Doesn't hurt my eyes too much as long as, because I've played the Game Boy version of Link's Awakening, or oops, I said it, but the Sleeping Swordsman, I'll say. And that one was fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Like that's always a classic. And it's just cool to actually be able to play the high-end version of it on the RG Cube, which is pretty awesome. I like it. It's pretty awesome. Okay. Okay, I'll turn up the volume just a little bit so the sound is not kind of like busted a little bit, but I'm going to talk through a lot of it. So, okay. There's your sound, so it doesn't seem like it sounds broken. The sound is good on here. The playability is a lot better. Okay, so I have 2 keys, okay? I think I can remember the stages I'm talking to you guys. But just see how smooth it is. Like, it's really smooth. It's almost like 50, I'll say about 55 to 60 frames per second. It bounces between stages and stuff like that. Okay. It's pretty cool. Okay, let me get another key here. I'm just gonna kill this little worm thing to... Okay, I got the key. There's my key. You can actually play through this whole game. Because this one is yet to stop and crash on me, so I've been able to play from beginning to this point so far, just after installing the mods. I think it's pretty cool to have a portable version of this, like the high-end emulation. Now, just keep in mind that it's not all mods work for every single game. It just depends on which mod you choose. So there's different ones for like the plumber and the pink puffball and all that stuff. So there's various ones. So yep. Use my first key. But you can see it's still at the 55 to 57 frames per second, which is pretty awesome. Gotta love it. Yep. Yep. Pretty smooth. And this is, Citron has improved a lot because I tried it on Sudachi, like the older version of Sudachi, and this game does not run very well on it. Like, it's very choppy. But with Citron, the gameplay has improved on it. Now, not all game again, because this is a low-end chipset, not all games are going to run. So you're going to have like indie games and like, I know like Tunic works on here really well, Rayman works on here really well. So those type of games will work fairly well. And then I think like Resident Evil Revelations and then some of the Plumber games will work fairly well on this. So yeah, this is actually pretty cool. But again, I'm showcasing the dungeon this first dungeon so you can see how well this thing plays. So I'll end up getting the first instrument and then, I'll stop there. But I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, some games, if you could improve the gameplay with like mods and stuff like that, and yeah, to be just fine. Oops, got hit. Yep. All right, got the roc's feather. Okay. So all I gotta do is just pause and equip it, and I will do that. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, it's tiny, but you know, like I said, I like tiny gameplay. Like I said, for you guys, if you decide to, you know, do your own settings a certain way as far as the 4:3 aspect ratio, you can go ahead and do that. Okay. Let me see if that makes a difference if I actually do change the aspect ratio. Let's see. So if I go to per game settings, we go to graphics. Let's see if it makes any type of difference. Let me scroll. Let's change it to force 4:3. And let's go back. Let's go back. You see it? Yeah, it looks so closed in. It looks closed in. So I mean, let's see. Okay, well, it looks a little better. So okay, I can play like this for the rest of the way. So it depends on you guys like it. Just looks like it's so squeezed in, but let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think it works. Let's see. Okay. I don't know why I'm just throwing magic powder on them. Okay. All right. So I can jump over this. Okay. Okay, well, it does look a little better, but, you know, again, I like the 16:9 ratio because, like I said, I feel like I get the full effect. I mean, 4:3 just kind of makes it look closed in because it doesn't fill the whole screen in, but for those that, you know, if y'all still have your RG Cube, yeah, be sure to just give it some love every once in a while, you know, because I know you guys have gotten your Retroid Pocket 5s and stuff like that. Or y'all just like the RG Cube. I mean, I think it's great. I feel like this is the best handheld to console device that you can actually get. Like, yes, the Retro Pocket is good, but it has that. It's I love the Retro Pocket 5, but I feel like the RG Cube has that best console to handheld to console style to where you're forced to actually make it a console when you're playing like GeForce Now or like certain games or like Xbox Game Pass or whatever. Yeah, you can play Xbox Game Pass on this entirely, but with GeForce Now, at least for the Anbernic devices, you really can't play it with a handheld because it doesn't recognize it as a controller. So you're actually forced, like if you really wanted to play GeForce Now, you're forced to play. You're forced to use it as as a console. So you're forced to use it to hook it up to your TV to actually play the games, which I think is pretty awesome. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna approach the mid boss. Okay. Well, not yet. I thought we were quite there. Let's see. Just got to poke him a little bit. Oops. I got one heart left. Can I beat the boss with one heart? Can we do it? Okay. Approaching the mid boss. Should be fine. Not a tough boss at all. Oh, I spoke too soon. Okay, I should be careful. I'm being very careful when I do this. I'm just going to be smart. Yep, just going to do it one by one. Okay. One more hit should do it. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, you see they had a little jump, had a little choppiness, but it wasn't enough to slow the game down or anything. So auto save. Let me get my hearts. All right, got the master key. Okay. Oops, I keep wasting my powder. Okay. And I should be able to approach the boss right about now. Let's see. Gotta be mindful. Okay, hopefully I can beat the boss on my first try here. So that's why I want to show you this, just to kind of showcase how the game plays on the RG Cube with the mods. The mods just kind of make the gameplay run continuously without any crashes. So we shall see. Seems like it's promising. Okay. Okay. Oh, gotta stay distant. Social distance. Let's see if I can get him. Did I get him? Oops. He almost faked me out. Oh, he's faking me out. Oh, dang, almost had him. Okay, can I get the tail? Can I get the tail? Can I get the tail? Come on. Be gentle. Got him. Yeah, see, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Okay. Okay, didn't crash, didn't crash. So there's a little bit of slowdown there, but at least the gameplay is stable. It's very stable. Okay, got my heart. Okay. Yeah, so the gameplay is still it's still a playable game. So let me go ahead and get my instruments. Yeah. Yep, I was able to play this dungeon from start to finish. And again, like when you're outside the dungeon, it's a little bit slower, but you know, it's actually pretty good. Like the gameplay is smooth. Like before the mods, like the game would always crash, it would slow down, it would freeze up, but when you add the mods on there, you know, it actually makes the game more playable. So, all right, I'm just gonna make sure it saves on its own and then I can stop here. And then my camera is just, forget my camera, it's not actually dark outside. It's just that because of the white in the game itself, it's just kind of just making, my camera's just actually trying to focus on the words in the white background. So it should go back to normal in a second. Okay, see, so, yep. Yeah, and there we have it. So now the gameplay, it shows that the frames are at 50 frames per second. And then normally, like when the owl jumps in, you know, to speak or whatever, it'll usually just freeze up. But you can just kind of see how smooth it's running right now. It's like it's not stopping, there's no jumps. Like you probably could play this whole game. So I just want to showcase that for you guys, just give you an idea of what that looks like. So there you have it. So if you just install the mods on your for your specific game, then it may make the game run better. It just depends on what game you're playing and then where you can actually find the mods. Again, like I said, all you gotta do is look for, you know, someone like Switch mods or Yuzu mods or I think one was like Game Banana or something like that, or GBA Temp, something like those places to find your mods. And then it depends on what type of game you're playing. If like maybe if a game doesn't run properly, you can use those mods to actually make your game run a little bit smoother. So hopefully, if you guys have any questions, just drop it in the comments below. I'll try to answer your questions more often. I'm trying to play catch up with the stuff because I've been caught up in so many things, but and we're just coming up with certain things to, you know, record. Again, I just want to kind of showcase this on the RG Cube because I was playing it earlier in the weekend. I was like, you know what? Why not just create a video over it? So hopefully you guys got some information from this, and hopefully it makes helps you guys with your games and makes it improve or whatever. So hopefully y'all like this video. If y'all do, just give it a thumbs up for future videos, notifications. For those that are watching this and haven't subscribed to my channel, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get close to 1,000. I'm at 862 subscribers, but thanks to those 862 for showing some love. I'd like to get more subscribers into my for my channel, just to keep the games rolling and whatnot. So I hope to see you guys in the next video. And again, thanks for watching and enjoy your wonderful weekend, your day, whatever it may be. Peace out.